Hello, and welcome to our freshman assembly video. Today's topic for semester one is top 5 freshman year hacks for Curie and for the class of 2024. And this is presented through the counseling department. So just a couple of quick tips here. Follow us on social media. We are present on Instagram, so Curie Metro HS. Follow us there. We're also on Twitter, Curie HS, and Facebook, Curie HS as well. So stay tuned for updates and a lot of important announcements throughout the school year, especially the remote learning means there's a lot of changes that are happening, and the best thing to do is to stay informed and stay in touch. So for today, we do have a few topics. And for those of you that were with us for Freshman Connection, some of these topics may seem a little bit familiar, but we have changed it up for the spring semester and for the fall semester moving forward. So we do have some top 5 freshman tips as explained by current students and mentors as well. We also have an explanation of the Condo Report, GPAs, and credits and credit recovery. What if you failed a class? We'll talk about those topics after our top 5 freshman tips. So here we go. Number 5, ask for help when you need it. So as the chart explains, we're all connected here at Curie. We're all a community. And one of the things that we do is we encourage self-advocacy. So self-advocacy means no one expects you to do everything on your own. If you're going to need help, ask for help. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Have that one go-to person in the building that you've established a connection with so that you can go to them if you have any questions about any of your assignments or troubles that you're having or experiencing outside of the classroom. This is a pandemic we're living through after all. So some of the things and issues that we're dealing with may impact how we're learning. So part of being a good student is asking for help. Your teachers don't know how to help you if you don't speak up, if there's no communication. And please do not wait till the last minute to let them know you're struggling. Now is a great time to reach out and let them know that you need help with a certain concept, or make a plan right now to make up your assignments. Do not wait till the last minute. We'll talk about that coming up soon. But as you can see, school counselors, coaches, teachers, youth leaders, tutoring centers, deans, you have so many different places, so many different people to turn to. And here's a quick reflection question for you. What do you think you might need help with during your freshman year? And here to explain these tips for you is one of our avid tutors. So here we go.
Hello, freshmen. I'm an avid tutor, and I will give you guys my tip for having a successful year. So, as we all know, it is COVID time, and online learning is the mainstream. And we know that it can get pretty difficult for you students. So, if you guys have stuff at home, helping your family members or something with whatever it is, it can prevent you from performing at your best ability in terms of learning. So, my tip is to always ask for help. You might not always get the subject, you might not always understand it. So that is why you guys need to ask your teacher, a student who knows the subject, or an avid tutor like myself for any help regarding that subject. And knowing what it was like to be a freshman, it is pretty hard understanding the subjects that are taught in high school. It's hard to adjust to that schedule, so that to those types of classes it can get pretty rough at times, but asking people for help is probably the best thing you can do. So this is something that we call self advocacy. It's basically putting your best interests ahead of everything else. So you yourself have to ask people for help to help yourself become a better student. So online learning, it is a pain, but it's something that we have to go through until all this stuff blows away. So that's my best tip that I can give you guys. And you guys need to try your best no matter what. All right. Just if you have trouble, don't forget to ask. I know I've said it already a lot in this video, but don't forget to ask people for help. It can get hard, but I know that as a student, you can pull through.
Thank you for those words of wisdom and definitely some helpful tips right there for you. High school's a big school, so it can get pretty
Hello,
overwhelming.
freshmen.
Yes, hello, freshmen. Tip number 4, turn in all assignments. Completing all of your assignments on time is absolutely vital to your success. Using Aspen to check out your missing assignments and attending office hours and our Cafe 2024, which is our new freshman initiative where you guys can show up, ask for help, and also just hang out. It is available on your Google Classroom Mondays, and we'll get into those details in just a second. But office hours are definitely available, and take advantage of that. And a quick little reflection for you: how to prepare for finals. It is the big high school, as we've already mentioned, but the best way to do it is to, take every advantage, every opportunity to, get that help that you need. We already talked about that, but also preparing yourself. It could be creating a study plan, turning in as little as one homework assignment a day if you are falling behind, instead of trying to make up a big chunk, studying little by little so that you don't get overwhelmed, and also, organizing. Go through your binder, go through your notebooks, go through your book bags, or go through your Google Drive in this case, and find the assignments that you probably forgot to do and try to make a plan to get it done ahead of time. A lot of your teachers have established deadlines probably well in advance of February 4th, which is your final deadline. Do not wait until the last minute. Your teachers are only human. There's only so much they could do at the last minute. So that's their best way of preparing for finals. Right, Gypsy? Right. Here we go. Here's our next tip. Tip number 3, setting goals and working towards them. So having good goals, it could be specific, measurable, definitely realistic and timely. Instead of saying, I'm going to get good grades, which is great, you might want to start off by saying, I want to get a B in one class. I want to show up to every class every day on time. And sometimes showing up is half the battle. So showing up, setting goals, and working towards them is absolutely key here. Quick reflection for you. What is a short-term goal that you will set for yourself for the first semester? Again, short-term, meaning now until February 4th, which is when your grades are due. So it could be looking at all of your homework assignments, creating a to-do list, and breaking it down day by day so that you don't have a bunch to do at the last minute. And you know what? Sometimes creating goals and making a list can make you feel so much better about all the different things that you have to do. Right, Dookie? Yeah. Here you go. So, start thinking about your short-term goals and how you want to make that a part of your everyday plan. Tip number 2, we're almost there, guys. Surrounding yourself with good friends. The people that you tend to surround yourself with tend to earn similar grades. And I know it's hard to be social during the pandemic, which is why we want you to take advantage of our Cafe 2024 hours, where you can every Friday, we'll have, well, not every Friday, every Fridays will be coming up. We'll let you know about it, but we'll give you a chance to kind of, watch a video, just hang out with your friends virtually. But clubs, sports, social activities are a great place to meet new friends and to continue to be inspired. So here's a quick little video, again, from one of our avid tutors. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Here she go, either a little too high or a little too low. Got low self-esteem and vertigo, cause she thinks she's made of candy. Hey, ho, here she go, either a little.
Short, quick, sweet. But yes, definitely making new friends, meeting new people, and staying inspired is one great way you can do it. And, stay social and, try to reach out to your friends and make plans to at least talk to them virtual so you don't feel so isolated. This is not an easy time in our nation's history, but, we're definitely pulling through together. Okay? All right. Ready for the last tip? There we go. Joining clubs, yes, just extend the last point. Sorry about that. High school is a place to safely engage and interact with others. We've mentioned this several times before, but Cafe 2024, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday from 4 to 5 p.m. Just join up with our Google Classroom, and you'll find the code right there, which is LI2RXMJ. If you're not already part of the Google Classroom, please join. You can join using that link during those time slots. And also, we do have a link for you where you can see our listing of Curie clubs and sports. So it's right there in the bottom of the screen, bit.ly/Curie Sport Club. Last but not least, number 1, great attendance. Nearly 90% of freshmen who miss less than a week of school per semester graduate. Stay engaged, respond to class discussions and prompts. Stay engaged. And I know it's hard when everybody has their cameras off, but please respond to your teachers when they do ask for feedback. And definitely use this chance to interact with one another however you can in the space that has been provided for you. Quickly reflection. What are some tips to stay engaged and show up every day through remote learning? So here to discuss this and here to explain is one of our avid tutors. Here we go.
What's up, Condors? You guys are gonna do big things in Curie. I just wanted to help you guys out with this one tip. Now that we're all remote learning and online classes and all this stuff, and that is to attend all your classes and making sure that you're actively engaged in every class. This is gonna help you in the long run for sure, because if you're actively listening throughout a whole lecture, it'll help you retain that memory better and make you more motivated to do that homework or that quiz that you're gonna have in the future. And also, if you don't actively engage and you really don't attend classes, it's gonna have a huge impact because you're gonna be behind, which can lead you to being unmotivated in that class and leading you to get a bad score or a bad grade on that quiz or test. So making sure that you guys are definitely on top of your game, even if it's like homework or quizzes, it's gonna be helpful in the long run, trust me. And from my experience personally, now that I'm in college, I actively use this to help me, get through my classes, get through all my work, and have that time to relax, after doing all this work, and just not be stressed, because if you're actively engaged, you're on top of your game. Yeah, you don't really have to worry about, oh, I have to really ask for help for this, or oh, maybe I'm not sure about this question, or what if I get it wrong, and all that. So yeah, making sure that you guys are on top of your game with that. Attending your classes, try not to be so unmotivated when it comes to getting up in the morning, because it's definitely going to help you in the long run. And I believe in you guys. You guys are going to do great things in the future. And yeah, hopefully this tip has helped you guys become better condors, and start your future 4 years in this high school off to a good start. And I hope you guys have a good year, a good 2021.
Some great words of advice from one of our condors and from one of our avid tutors. So we just had the top 5 tips. Here to explain GPAs and Condo Reports and credit recovery is Ms. Lopez. Ms. Lopez, here we go.
Thank you, Ms. Balalai, for sharing those wonderful tips with our class of 2024. Now we're going to go over a Curie Condo Report very briefly. If you haven't already received this, you should be receiving it shortly. And this is a very useful tool that we want you to get to read and get to know what useful information is on it. First, it gives you your attendance percentage. And so hopefully, once we go back into the building and we have various activities and events for students to be able to engage and socialize in, one of the requirements that we look at is your attendance. So it's very, very important that all students have at least 90% attendance. We expect students to be in school every day and to attend all their classes. Very important. It is attached to one of the tips that Ms. Vavilai and the tutors gave in this presentation a few minutes ago. Attendance is key. In addition to having your attendance on a Condo Report, you also find your credits. And credits are important because in order to graduate, you need to accumulate the right amount of credits in the right categories to be able to fulfill that graduation requirement. So in order to be on track at the end of your first semester as a freshman, you need to have a total of 3.5 credits. At the end of your freshman year in June, you need to have a total of 7 credits to be considered a sophomore for the following school year, and so forth. So at the end of sophomore year, we're hoping that all students would have 14 credits. So key at the end of first semester, 3.5, and at the end of your freshman year, 7 total credits to be considered an on-track student. Next, on the Condo Report, you will be able to find your grades. Grades are very, very important. And so grades will determine whether you pass a class or you fail. Grades also determine what your GPA would be at the end of the semester. A Condo Report, the grades can get outdated on the Condo Report. So another place where you can look for your most up-to-date current grades would be in Aspen. And so, like I said, grades, GPA, very, very important. And when you're getting ready to apply to for scholarships, you're getting ready to apply to colleges, this is one of the very important factors that determines your eligibility. So you need to have a strong GPA. This is a very basic formula to calculating a GPA. This formula doesn't take into consideration if you are taking honors or AP classes. So this is standard. It would change. An A equals 4 points, B 3, C 2, a D 1, and an F would be 0. So once again, GPA is tied to scholarships, it's tied to college applications, and a lot of our students senior year wish they would have done better in their freshman year and sophomore year, because then their GPA would have been higher. So that's why we're mentioning it now. GPA is very, very important. Here we have an example of a student who is a freshman. He or she's taking English, algebra, bio, world studies, PE, art, computer science. And if you could see, there are C's, D's, and F's. The way that we would figure out this student's GPA is by adding all of these letter grades, converting them into the points, as you see in the right column with the numerical value. You add all of those points, which gives us 9 total. And then we would divide those by the number of classes. The student is taking 7 classes. So if we divide 9 by 7, we get a 1.3. That would be the GPA this student was to receive at the end of the semester if he failed PE and computer science. Then if we were to factor the GPA without the F's, and we, instead of giving a 0 for the F's, we were to give it a 3, which we would convert them to B's, the student would end up getting a 2.2 GPA. So see how drastically this would drop your GPA. It would impact your GPA by a whole point if you have F's versus you have B's. So just an example to give you a visual as how to figure out your GPA. And at the end, we said, in order to be on track, you needed to have, the end of first semester, you need 3.5 credits. So each class that you are currently taking equals half a credit. And if you add all of those credits, you would get 3.5. At the end of the semester, if you take English 1 semester 1, English 1 semester 2, you would get a full credit. To graduate from CPS, you need a total of 24 credits in the right categories, and you will get more information as far as individual requirements per subject later on. So what do you need to do if you failed a class? We have a video from one of our avid tutors that gives you some useful information and some tips.
Hello. So, I'm here to talk to you about why you should be going to your classes and why it's important to do it. The reason it's important to go to your classes is because obviously, one, you have to go to your classes to get your work, and if you don't go to your classes to get your work, you're most likely going to fail that class because you won't be able to turn in any of the work, and because you won't be able to get the work to turn it in. So it's a pattern that recycles over and over, which allows you to not get what you need to pass. And I can prove this for being true because if you see right here, I wasn't the best student. I missed a lot of classes. I regret it, honestly, because now I have to redo these classes in order to make up for my failures. And I wouldn't recommend it. It sucks a lot. It's hard to explain how badly I wish I could just go back and change it. And that's it. It's just going to your class and not missing it because it's the most simple thing you can do just to pass and just to succeed because jobs look at your attendance things, and if you don't have a good attendance, well, you're not going to get hired because you're going to be like, you're not being where you're supposed to be, and it's not worth hiring you because we don't need you if you're not going to be here. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Thank you so much for that wonderful video to our avid tutor. And yes, attendance is very, very important. It does get tracked.
I'm here to talk.
It does get tracked on your transcript, FYI, so it will follow you to college and potential employers. So, we're encouraging you guys to, stay on top of it and not fail any classes. But if you were to fail a class, there is credit recovery. You have the ability to do credit recovery in the spring, and that would run from February to May. The hours are from 4:15 all the way till about 6:30. And so if that is your case, we strongly encourage you to reach out to your counselor and make an appointment with them to be able to have them register you for the appropriate night school class.
Hello.
And the bottom line is that we want you guys to finish strong. We want you guys to have a successful freshman year, and this will, at the end, give you better opportunities, like I mentioned earlier, for scholarships and universities, and to be able to be on track and graduate in the 4 years that we all want you guys to do. Here is a picture of the counseling department, and we are here to support you. Please reach out to us. And before we end, I want to give a shout out to Ms. Ortman and all the avid tutors for preparing all of these videos. Thank you.